If you want your marriage to turn around and turn around fast, and you want to make it super solid, and you want your lady to be worshiping you, here's what you've got to do. You know, when your marriage is great, life is great. If you fix your marriage, you fix your life. Your marriage is really the hub of your life, not the other way around. Everything else is really just a spoke. Now, there's been this big bait and switch by the devil. Our focus has been in the wrong place. Kind of a sleight of hand, this huge deception. I mean, we've been looking in the wrong place for what's most important, and we've been doing it all the time. What's up is down, my friends, and you might consider looking at everything you do and at least consider the right thing may just be the opposite of what you're doing, of what's in your best interest. And when it comes to your marriage, you've got to realize that you're never really working on your marriage. Your marriage is working on you. And when you realize this, that it's your marriage that's working on you, you can't abandon it at every point, at every rub, at every challenge, and every problem. These are all instigators for personal growth. I know we don't like that term. There's got to be a better one. How about optimization, personal optimization? I like that because that's what it really is. If your marriage isn't working out, it's not because there's something wrong with your marriage. It's just because of your refusal to take a necessary step. Now, let's say that you're building a bridge and it has 10 steps to complete, but you're only willing to do 8 of them, and then the bridge fails. It's not because bridges fail. It's because you skipped steps. It's not because the formula didn't work. It's because you unwillingly or unwittingly didn't do one or more of the crucial steps. And it's the same way with your marriage. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to make a list right now of the 10 reasons why you must turn your marriage around. And you're going to write these down on a card, and you're going to carry this with you everywhere that you go. Now, you're going to stick with this process. So you need to decide why you're going to stay committed, okay? And why you're going to do what you need to do even when you don't feel like it. Now, this process is very simple, but oftentimes it's very hard. It's simple because there's very few things that you need to do to turn things around. But what makes it hard is doing them when you don't feel like it. Doing what you know you need to do, even when you've got this physical or emotional compulsion to do the opposite. Because oftentimes, what we want to talk about in our relationship or what we need to talk about is different than what we feel like, right? It's kind of like going to the gym and not feeling like working out, but doing it anyway. So what's the point? Well, when we have a problem, it's very tempting to focus on the wrong thing. I mean, we tend to focus on what we're good at. We tend to focus on what we're doing right instead of what we're doing wrong. Now, the solution to our problems can be hiding in plain sight, but we're often looking in the wrong place. What's up is down. Your marriage will only be as strong as its weakest link. That's why avoidance is never the solution, right? Just like going to the gym, you work on the weakest part of your body that's throwing your everything out of balance. Now, unfortunately, it's the most painful thing that you need to work on in your relationship, right? Not your biggest strength. So the question is, are you the biggest constraint to your business, right? Or are you the biggest constraint to making more money? Or are you the biggest constraint in your marriage? And if so, how so? Like, what is the bottleneck that's keeping things from changing in your relationship? Are you the bottleneck? And if so, why? And the sooner you identify this and own up to it, the faster you can change your situation. Now, can you think of one thing that you could do if you do it and you do it consistently, right? That'll be the biggest needle mover in your marriage? Okay, great. Now do that one thing and do it consistently. You've got to find your 20%. You know the Pareto principle, that 20% of what you do yields 80% of your results. Well, it's true in your marriage as well. But it's the 20% that tends to get away from us, right? You know what I'm talking about. So I want you to track this through with me. If you want your marriage to turn around and turn around fast, and you want to make it super solid, and you want your lady to be worshiping you, here's what you've got to do. You've got to identify the 3 things that you do that you know just turn her off and make her crazy. You know, those things that make her feel unloved and unheard and insignificant. And you're going to stop doing those things immediately and stop doing them cold turkey. And then the next thing you do is you're going to identify those things that she needs most from you, that you've been holding out on her, you've been holding back, and you're going to start giving those to her at a high level. And here's the thing. If you dig really deep, you know what these things are, right? This is what we call the 3x3 method. Stop doing the 3 things that you know just kills her attraction and desire for you, and start doing the 3 things that you know she wants and needs from you most. You do this, and you do it consistently, and you've got a woman that worships you. It's that simple.